Tonight, a costly break-in.
There was a concern that the water source may have been tampered with.
The response after officials say vandals may have compromised a water treatment plant in a northern First Nation community. Also tonight, the race is on.
We're building a city for the future, and that necessitates making bold decisions.
Who's throwing their hat into the ring to challenge Mayor Scott Gillingham for the city's top job? And later, unexpected guests.
Nowhere is immune. It's a very common issue.
Voles are popping up literally across the city. How you can protect your lawn and hopefully prevent the critters from returning.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joseph Bernacki. A break-in at a northern Manitoba First Nations water treatment plant is posing a risk to the community of 3,000 people tonight. Almost $100,000 worth of equipment was stolen, according to RCMP, and there are concerns about contamination to the water supply. Mounties say during the break-in at Garden Hill First Nation, the water supply was accessed. Now, the federal government is testing the water. The community, about 600 kilometers northeast of Winnipeg, is now getting water flown in, and the water treatment plant is not operational. Around 9 a.m. on Wednesday, Island Lake RCMP were sent to the water treatment plant in Garden Hill First Nation. When officers got to the scene, they were told that someone entered the plant early Wednesday morning and damaged some of the plant's machinery, putting it out of service. Several tools needed for the plant's operation, like power tools and welding equipment, were stolen, valued at over $100,000. A spokesperson for the Canadian Red Cross says they are providing water to the community for drinking, cooking, and hygiene needs. These are photos we got from Northern Store in Garden Hill First Nation, showing helicopters bringing in pallets earlier this week. Manitoba RCMP Media Relations Officer Sergeant Paul Menard says there was no surveillance cameras available. Now they're asking for the public's help.
We're basically going to have to take, like I say, if there's any evidence gathered from the scene, and then really tips from the public are going to be crucial for this type of investigation. We do have a person of interest already that we're kind of keeping an eye on. Right, but at the point, like say, you got to gather that evidence so that you can get those charges secured and laid.
CTV News reached out to Garden Hill First Nation Chief Dino Flett and Indigenous Services Canada for comment. We are waiting to hear back. Anyone with information is asked to contact Island Lake RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Manitoba RCMP are appealing for information and releasing new details a year and a half after a fatal shooting in Thompson.
How would you feel if it was your sibling, or if your son, or your uncle?
That's the sister of 28-year-old Stevens, Sela. Her comments in that video, along with a series of billboards and posters, are part of a new public awareness campaign. Sela was found shot and killed at a residence in a Thompson trailer park on November 28, 2024. Mounties believe his body was there for 4 days before being found. RCMP are now releasing images of these two trucks, which they say were in the area at the time of the shooting. Investigators believe whoever was inside those vehicles may have information which could help piece together what happened. Anyone who has information is asked to call the RCMP tip line. We have more details on this story, including a timeline of Sela's movements prior to the shooting, up on our website. Just head over to ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Separately, RCMP say one person is dead and another is in custody following a reported stabbing in eastern Manitoba. Mounties say a 29-year-old man was found dead in a home in Pauingassi First Nation Wednesday night. A 20-year-old man from the community was arrested a few hours later. The investigation is ongoing. And a warning from police tonight about a high-risk sex offender who was released today and is expected to be living in Winnipeg. 35-year-old Jason Mark Bard was released from Headingley Correctional Center after serving a sentence for breaching recognizance. Bard has several previous convictions, including sexual assault with a weapon, forcible confinement, overcome resistance by choking, and numerous probation breaches. Police say he's completed some sexual offender treatment, but is still considered to be a high risk towards adult women. He's 5 feet 3 inches tall, 200 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes, and has tattoos on his arms and hands. It's 6 months away, but the race to become Winnipeg's next mayor started today. This was the first day candidates vying for the top job at City Hall could register their name. And Scott Gillingham didn't waste any time signing up to run again. CTV's Jeff Keel reports why the current mayor thinks Winnipeggers should vote for him again.
With his wife Marla, Scott Gillingham walked across the City Hall courtyard and registered his name to run for a second term as mayor this October.
We have made a lot of progress in this first term.
Gillingham says under his watch, City Council moved ahead on a number of major files. The North Sewage Treatment Plant opening Portage in Maine, the Portage Place redevelopment and zoning changes to make more housing available.
As a council, I think I've led decisions that have been held up for years and not been made. We've seen record progress on housing development.
Going into the election, Gillingham will have the advantage of being an incumbent one-term mayor, which historically is hard to defeat.
There hasn't been any really substantive problems or scandals at the city so far.
But Gillingham may be vulnerable on some issues. He raised property taxes higher than promised in 2025. Water and sewer rates have been rising. Retail crime spiked during his term, and the new transit system has hit speed bumps. Gillingham says they've added police officers, firefighters, and transit security, and he says moving to the new bus network was the right way to go.
We're building a city for the future, and that necessitates making bold decisions like the change in our transit system. We continue to work on it, continue to adjust it, and we'll keep doing that until we get it right.
Friday was the first day mayoral candidates could register, and Gillingham was not the first out of the gate. Grocery clerk Christopher Classio, who finished in last place in 2022, says he has a real campaign team behind him this time around.
People are in search of new candidates, and I think I'm one of the most progressive candidates, and I also think I'm the game changer candidate for this election.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
This is just the first step for mayoral candidates. In order to officially run for mayor, candidates must be nominated by obtaining 250 signatures of eligible voters. That nomination period runs from September 16th to the 22nd. 4 people from Ontario are facing charges following a string of locker room thefts at gyms in Winnipeg. Between March 12th and 18th, 6 incidents were identified by police where debit and credit cards were stolen and later used, racking up more than $8,000 in fraudulent spending. Investigators say the group would pretend they wanted to become members, which would give them access to the locker area. 3 suspects were arrested on April 23rd, while a 4th was arrested Tuesday. The 3 men and 1 woman range in age from 39 to 52. They remain in custody. An international travel company is adding to its Western Canadian routes, including stops here in Manitoba. FlixBus is introducing a new Regina to Winnipeg route, which includes a stop in Brandon. A Flix North America spokesperson says the expansion reflects the demand for intercity bus travel in Western Canada. The company provides travel solutions across more than 40 countries. The new route launches May 7th. Time now to take a look at current weather conditions in the city of Winnipeg. 7 degrees right now, mainly clear skies. Winds fairly light from the south-southeast at 10 kilometers an hour. Barometric pressure is dropping and the humidity sits at 42%. Your low tonight, +3 degrees, partly cloudy skies throughout the city of Winnipeg. Winds picking up a little bit from the south at 20 kilometers an hour. And for your Saturday morning start to the weekend, fairly colder temperatures, 1 degree to start your day, but nice sunny skies and winds fairly light expected to be at that time.
Nowhere is immune. It's a very common issue.
Pesky critters underground. What to do about voles that have caused property damage over the winter. After a long winter, Winnipeggers can finally see their grass once again. But not everyone is happy at the sight. Small rodents called voles can damage lawns over the winter. And as CTV's John Hendricks shows you, it appears they've been busy across the city.
The snow is gone from Winnipeg lawns, and it's revealed some homeowners had unexpected guests over the winter: voles.
We're encountering voles all around the city. Nowhere is immune. It's a very common issue.
Voles look a little like mice, but they don't want to go in your home. Instead, in the late fall, they burrow under your lawn and feast on it throughout the winter.
So they just tunnel and they keep eating all of anything that might be green over the dead stuff and make a heck of a mess.
And you can see that mess on lawns now that it's spring. they leave behind small golf-size holes, damaged grass, and worried homeowners.
They come home to this patch that's, really in need of some attention. And they freak out a little bit and they kind of worry a little bit of whether or not the grass is going to come back.
The good news is, with some TLC, including watering, Declan Muse from Greenblade Lawn Care says the grass will eventually come back. But how do you ensure the voles won't come back too? The little animals are active year-round, but Lincoln Poulin says the real damage is caused during the winter. So he suggests the key time to act is in the fall, before the snow comes. First, keep your grass a little shorter, and then...
You want to start having traps out. It is labor-intensive putting snap traps or glue boards out, but it makes a world of difference when the spring comes.
The difference between an undamaged lawn and one that was a vole buffet over the winter. John Hendricks, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The province is expanding its RSV antibody program to now include all infants. Starting in October, all infants in their first RSV season will be eligible to receive 1 dose of the vaccine. It'll be offered shortly after birth in the hospital or through public health offices, nursing stations, and other designated sites. Children in their second season with specific high-risk conditions will continue to be eligible through the existing program. RSV season typically runs from November to March and accounts for 10 to 20% of respiratory tract infections in infants requiring medical attention. A new supportive housing project is officially open at 480 Yonge Street. Developed by the charity Raising the Roof, it's intended to provide 23 affordable housing units for 40 individuals and families who are unhoused or at risk of experiencing homelessness. The building was previously uninhabitable and partly burnt, but now it's helping members of the community rebuild their lives in a stable environment.
There's one unit that's reserved for staff to be here 24/7 and support folks, and also support the community to, work through any kind of conversations that need to happen with tenants as they find home here and build community for the whole street. So that's wonderful. And so those folks will have already succeeded in transitional and supportive housing, and this is a next step for them.
Raising the Roof says the project will increase the city's affordable housing unit supply by 8%. It's a sign of the season. The City of Winnipeg is gearing up to read your water meters. City workers will be visiting homes for the annual water meter reading program starting this Monday. You can expect them between 9 in the morning and 8:30 at night, as well as over the weekend. Meter readers will be wearing a uniform with the City of Winnipeg logo on it and will be carrying a handheld device. They can present photo ID if asked and will only knock at front and side doors. The city requires at least one accurate meter reading per year from each household. The readings will continue until August 28th. Taking a look at some gas prices, the price jump was a little more subdued today, but it's still a long way off from what it was. According to online price monitor Gas Buddy, here in Manitoba, the average price per litre rose by 1.5 cents compared to yesterday, sitting at $1.85.8. But that doesn't tell the whole story. Prices are up over 20 cents from last week's average and 57 cents compared to last year. Here in Winnipeg, the price is largely steady at $1.87, but is also 20 cents higher than last week and 59 cents up from last year's average.
And unfortunately, the message urging drivers not to get behind the wheel while impaired continues to go unheard by far too many.
A somber memorial, why dozens of people gathered on the steps of the Manitoba Legislature today to mark the impacts of impaired driving. Plus 7 degrees right now as we take a look at Esplanade. We'll have your complete Skywatch forecast when we return. Taking a look at our first Skywatch picture of the day. This photo comes to us out from Treeherne on the way in the Westman region from Andrew Clark. Beautiful sunrise there. You can see the grain elevator. And our second photo comes to us from Pat Pajak up in Winnipeg Beach. That looks to be a wood duck up in a tree, according to Pat. Keep those photos coming, of course, Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca. It's been a beautiful Friday to wrap up the work week here throughout much of the province. Finally, those temperatures starting to go a little bit closer to what we'd expect for this time of year as we've got a new month. Today, of course, was May 1st. As you can see, fairly clear skies over much of southern Manitoba. You can see a little bit of shower activity in these last couple hours between the Saskatchewan and Manitoba border, perhaps in the Russell area there west of Dauphin. It looks like in the Parklands at this time, but things looking pretty good for the most part. Of course, a little bit of rain activity as well between Dryden and Fort Frances there in northwestern Ontario. Moving into the weekend, we're going to have a little bit of rain activity and mixed precipitation up in northern Manitoba there. You can see that system, of course, in the Thompson area there, of course, that mixed precipitation and some more rain coming for, it looks like, between the Flin Flon and the Paw area there, perhaps a little bit south, more of like the Swan River area between Saskatchewan and Manitoba as we move throughout the day. That system looks to dissipate, though, as we move throughout tomorrow morning. And snow coverage, you can see, kind of blankets part of the north there. Throughout most of the day, really, as we move into Sunday. That'll turn into some showers in the Churchill area, of course, and again, that mixed precipitation. But in southern Manitoba, things looking pretty good across the province with temperatures warming nicely. Not quite to those 20 degrees that we saw for a couple days last week, but temperatures will be looking good that we get to in a moment. That system passing through on Sunday, as you can see, more mixed precipitation coming for northwestern Manitoba and some more rain throughout much of the north in the Sunday evening. And then as we move into Monday, that system dissipating. Your temperatures tonight, -1 and -3 are expected lows in Thompson and Island Lake. Temperatures warming to +6 and +8. Fairly clear skies on Island Lake. Overcast skies throughout much of the region. Perhaps some snow in Churchill tomorrow with a high of 0. In northwestern Manitoba, +1 your overnight lows in OC and the Paw, 0 degrees in Flin Flon. Temperatures warming up to +9 tomorrow for your Saturday morning, and a mix of precipitation there with mostly overcast skies in the region. In Dauphin and the Parklands and Westman, temperatures +2 tonight for your overnight lows. Temperatures warming nicely, though. You can see that +17 warming up for Brandon and Neepawa with overcast, partly cloudy skies expected for the region. And in southeastern Manitoba and Winnipeg, +2 your overnight lows throughout much of the region. Temperatures, again, warming very nicely for your Saturday, +17 and 16 there for the city of Winnipeg, with overcast skies, a mix of sun and cloud as well. In northwestern Ontario, -3 your overnight low in Kenora, -5 in Dryden. Temperatures warming not quite as warm to 14 and 13 with some mixed precipitation possible. And your 7-day Skywatch forecast, 16 and 18 for your weekend highs. Temperatures moving up, temperatures decreasing, I should say, unfortunately, down to 6 and 5 by the time you return to work for Monday and Tuesday, with a chance of showers on Monday. A somber memorial as survivors, families, and others mark the inaugural victims of Impaired Driving Day.
And unfortunately, the message urging drivers not to get behind the wheel while impaired continues to go unheard by far too many.
A witness firsthand.
Dozens gathered on the steps of the Manitoba Legislature after making their way down Broadway from the Forks. The march was designed as a funeral procession to provide a visual representation of the lives lost to impaired driving.
We need to know that for the hundreds that are killed every year, thousands more are injured with debilitating brain injuries, loss of limb, PTSD from the crashes, all kinds of significant traumatic events that will carry through them for the rest of their lives.
Last year, Winnipeg police arrested 771 impaired drivers, while RCMP responded to 21 fatal crashes where impaired driving was suspected or confirmed. Thousands of young children in the U.S. are harmed every year by common household items. According to a new study in the journal Pediatrics, more than 240,000 kids ages 5 and under were treated in the U.S. emergency rooms for injuries related to household cleaning products over a 16-year period. The products most commonly involved were bleach and laundry and dish detergents. 60% of the cases involved ingesting the product, and nearly 40% of the cases were through contact. Toddlers are especially vulnerable because they are newly mobile, curious, constantly exploring with their hands and mouths. Experts say to help prevent these injuries, cleaning products should be kept up high in their original containers and out of reach for young children. Choose products with child-resistant packaging when possible, and speak with your children about the dangers of these products. Some international news now. Nearly 170 activists, including 2 Canadians, are now in Greece after their Gaza aid boats were intercepted in Israel in international waters yesterday. The activists arrived today on the island of Crete after an Israeli warship transferred them to Greek vessels. The group was part of a global flotilla that was launched in an attempt to break Israel's blockade of Gaza by delivering humanitarian assistance. A nurse from Ontario and a student from Quebec were among those on board. Israel says the organizers are professional agitators and insists what it calls a lawful blockade will not be breached. There's a bit of good news for one of the world's rarest whale species. There are more right whale babies this spring. 23 calves have been born this season, the most in many years. Still, experts insist more young are needed to eliminate the possibility of extinction. The population is estimated to be 384 animals. The whales give birth in waters off the southern U.S.
It's a period of Canadian history. It's a Canadian story that has been lost.
A trip back to the 1920s. What's on display at a new exhibit inside the Manitoba Museum. An exhibition highlighting the impact of the 1923 Chinese Exclusion Act is now open in Winnipeg. It's called The Paper Trail to the 1923 Chinese Exclusion Act. It's an adaptation of an award-winning Winnipeg exhibition which debuted at the Chinese Canadian Museum in Vancouver in 2023 and marked the 100th anniversary of the Act. The exhibit takes a look at the years in which Canada banned the entry of a single community and issued immigration cards to people of Chinese heritage who were born here. And it features private documents, accounts from families across the country.
The importance of highlighting this is that this is not just a piece of Chinese Canadian history. It's a period of Canadian history. It's a Canadian story that has been lost. 56,000.
The exhibition will be on display at the Manitoba Museum until April of 2027. Disney has revealed dates for the next installment of 2 of its monster franchises.
Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
Lilo & Stitch 2 will hit theaters May 26th of 2028, following the success of its live-action remake. Less than a month after that, Pixar's Incredibles 3 will be released June 16th. It comes 10 years after the release of Incredibles 2. A trio of Disney songs are now more accessible than ever.
We have taken 3 songs and reimagined these songs with animated sign language.
A team of Disney animators have reimagined the musical sequences from 3 movies so the characters are singing in American Sign Language. They worked with members of the Deaf West Theatre to choreograph the pieces. They include songs from Frozen 2, Encanto, and Moana 2. The animations made their debut on Disney+. You've probably gotten an invite to a friend or family member's baby shower, but what about one for wildlife?
And all of these items are in support of the incoming animals that we're going to get in our wildlife hospital.
Wildlife Haven is hosting a baby shower for all the cute animals born this spring. The organization says each spring, more than 750 baby animals are admitted to the animal hospital over a 2-month period. But it's not only for fun. It's raising money and pet supplies for the care of these critters at the rescue. The baby shower kicks off tomorrow and runs from 12 to 4 p.m. First swim of the season. Why it was a good time for these bears to freshen up at the Oregon Zoo. 7 degrees in the city of Winnipeg. Will break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
Things look great for your Saturday afternoon forecast. Temperatures warming up to 16 with mainly cloudy skies by 5 p.m. Here's a sure sign spring is in the air. A couple of young black bears at the Oregon Zoo are welcoming the season by making a splash. Timber and Thorn were spotted splashing and sparring in a 300-gallon tub. It's the first swim of the season for the pair, who wasted no time diving right back in. The bears were rescued by wildlife officials in Alaska in 2023. The orphan cubs were deemed too young to survive on their own, but as you can see, they're doing just fine now, especially after freshening up. And that's going to do it for us. For another look at tonight's stories, you can visit us online at ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Thanks for watching. Have a great night and a great weekend.